Hey everyone, Jim here. Hope you're doing well with my stellar co-host, Voodoo Priestess. Definitely not playing Pokemon. Say hello.
Hello.
They're
I'm not
definitely,
playing Pokemon.
definitely playing Pokemon. And our special guest, the woman that made a hotel room with, I guess, Voodoo never seen a hotel room. But anyways, Voodoo, everyone else, picture a hotel room with like creepy, fleshy wallpaper. And that's the one and only Court. Say hello,
Yes.
Court.
Hello.
Excellent. And as we all know, the rules of Fight Club. No, hold on. All right. Streamin Demons, you get one new, one old, and one borrowed, which is a rental. And as we also know, because I'm lazy, we always let our special guests go first. Court Squared, take it away.
Okay, so I'm old, and so I chose Vampire's Kiss, which is a movie from 1988, and you can stream it on Shudder and Pluto.
Whoa. 88's old? 88
Okay.
is old.
You said I could do that.
Voodoo. No. That's fine. Voodoo. Take note. 88 is old. Voodoo?
Oh, okay.
Last time Voodoo did an old one was from World War II.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like 47. Like 88? She was doing 48.
That's like quite a difference.
I found this in a garage sale. It's a home video. I'm streaming it on my VCR. See, we know she's not listening because we're just like ripping on her.
I thought you were complimenting me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh.
It's the blushing.
Wow.
Okay, so 88 Vampire's Kiss?
Yeah, so it's Vampire apostrophe S Kiss.
Vampires. Like the plurals is cool.
Yeah, so all right, so synopsis of it. It stars Nicolas Cage, and it's
God.
Yeah, so this is like when he was just starting out too, and so he plays this white collar New Yorker who runs a literary agency, and he's like he's kind of a terrible person. You know, all he cares about is like money, and he just does like one night stands, and he's
Plays
just
Nicolas
like,
Cage.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
I'm gonna say allegedly. Okay, Pocono Bob, where the hell you are upstairs? I actually do know people that used to play poker with Nick Cage, and
Oh, really?
yeah, it's my understanding is you just described him.
Yeah. Like
except for
super
the money
dramatic.
But yeah, it's like,
oh yeah, he's a lot of money. Yeah. But in this movie, he's rich. And then yeah, so it kind of just like shows him like descending into madness, and he has this one night stand with a woman, and and while they have a one night stand, a bat flies in the room, and he gets bitten, and so he thinks that he's turning into a vampire, and throughout the movie you're not really sure whether he actually is a vampire or if it's all in his head until you find out at the very end. And so it's just very entertaining, and it's him just being like the most Nicolas Cage, you know, just like his authentic, like crazy self. And I honestly, it was really enjoyable. Like, it's just really funny and a ridiculous B movie.
See, and at the same time, so the bat flies in a room and bites him after sex.
So he gets bitten during sex. It could, and by the woman, but then a bat also flies into the room.
Wait, hold on. So the woman's already in the bed with him.
Yeah.
The bat comes in the room, flies in and bites him. But the woman bites him too. Like, bite?
I think someone bites him. It's kind of makes him paranoid.
Is that the possessive? Vampires is this? One was the bat, one was the woman. I don't know.
Kinda,
no spoilers, but maybe.
You'll see.
Still not the worst Tinder date I've had.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I mean, what the woman like was, biting him or so?
Well, he thought that she was a vampire, and then that, and she could have been. I mean, I'm not going to give any spoilers away.
Maybe he was always a vampire all along.
That too.
Vampire in us. That's awesome. Now, I was wondering when you said vampires is his kiss. There is a string of LGBTQ vampire movies that Brannick and Audrey are reviewing, I was like, oh my god, like this has been
It's
perfect for
not.
it, but it's completely not, right? It's completely hetero.
No, it's super hetero. Yeah.
Like even the bat's a female. I was like, ah,
So
rechecked.
I
Bat
know
better be a
of this movie that Court's talking about, and this is
Uh-huh.
all I know about it. I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire. Running down the street. Yeah.
Is he naked? At least.
Uh,
Oh, stop it.
he like never does. All the women are, but he's always wearing a shirt or like a white tank top, you know, because it's like
Good for
The
him.
white beater.
it's like all right.
That's the way to go. I mean, you know, if you're having
the
Tinder
80s.
sex.
That's fair. Whatever the 80 version of Tinder is.
A bar? Or
Yeah.
I guess- Oh shit, I just fell off my chair. I guess that was the 80s version. 80s
Oh,
version
no.
of Tinder. What was I doing in the 80s? Oh Jesus. I'm not that old. What the hell? A bathroom is actually the 80s version of Tinder, if I remember correctly.
There you go.
A bathroom in a club. All right. So okay, how many out of 5 Cthulhus? Is it 5? Yeah, it's 5. Out of 5 Cthulhus, how many Cthulhus do you give this movie Court?
I'd give it a 3.5.
3.5. Holy crow.
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Because sometimes the story's a little incoherent at some points, but honestly,
So
like,
am I.
yeah, there you go.
It all works out.
Yeah, it was just really fun to watch. I liked it.
And sometimes we need that. We need like the eye
Yeah.
candy, the little shameful act, like listening to Poison and like, okay, I guess I just my
Yeah.
small secret, you know, Wang Chung. So it's on Shudder, 3.5 stars. That sounds so cool. Vampires is Kisses.
Yeah. And you can also watch it on Pluto TV. So
For Roku, right? I
Yeah.
know Pluto used to be. I know. I used to have a Roku. I used to have a lot of things. You said
Aw.
the sadness. Okay, so thank you so much. Now, Voodoo Priestess, have you caught the pokey thingy?
No, I was listening to Court talk. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank you, Evie.
Yeah.
is the
You're
Pokemon
welcome.
server
I
down?
will remember it next week. I was the new, and I decided I chose the 2-sentence horror stories. The second season just got added to Netflix.
The heck is a 2-sentence horror story?
Yeah, well,
that baby
basically,
shoes?
you know how we always like HauntedMTL, so we put out the little. Nicole makes those little cards with the little short microfiction things.
Nope.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, of course. On Twitter.
Basically, all those stories are based off of like 2-sentence microfictions, and like it's half-hour stories based on those 2 sentences. And the second season has, I think it was 6 episodes on it, and that's what I chose to review.
So there's 6 episodes, 2 seconds long. No, wait, hold on.
No, 2
sentences.
sentences.
Okay, so the 2 sentences.
Yeah.
And the stories are
half-hour long.
half-hour long, based on, so basically they give them a log line.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're taking a log line, making it to a half-hour Netflix like TV thing.
I think it's actually on the CW. It just came to Netflix. Like the second season just.
There's still a CW?
Yeah. They're the ones that make all those awful teen shows where everyone gets murdered.
Oh. Is that where isn't that where like Riverdale
that
comes
Riverdale?
from too?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, they have a brand now.
Riverdale. My God. I watched part of the first season just like, man. Yeah, I felt, I'm sorry, aside for Riverdale, I felt really bad for that cast. I mean, if you're 35 and you're still going through high school,
Yeah.
give it up a bit. Maybe school's not for you. Maybe that's where they're killing each other. Like, well, fuck, I can't graduate. I must have to do something.
Right.
I'm 35, still being home and fucking like in high school. Damn it. I'm recalling now.
I will say the series, the second season, took a more socially conscious approach to the stories.
2-word or Riverdale? Or 2 sentences?
Yeah, the 2 sentences.
Okay, 2 sentences.
Not
Okay.
Riverdale.
Okay. Oh my God.
And I can't really comment all that much on them.
You
I
didn't
hate
watch
to.
them.
No, it's because
Okay.
so some of those aren't stories that I'm going to like be able to connect with and like say
No
anything
tentacle
on.
porn. Yeah.
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 But like, and then there are some of them where I kind of know about them, but it's like not quite right. Like there's this story about a Filipino guy, and I was like, that's actually kind of cool because Filipinos, I don't really see them much in TV.
Mhm.
The other Asians get the spotlight.
Okay.
And so the whole
Sure.
story was about him since he was working in America, he turned his back on the culture and was mostly American and ashamed of the culture as a Filipino.
And that's a horror story?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was weird, but
that's the horror line that he's turning his back on the culture?
no, I can't remember what I think it was like.
Did you watch this?
I kept working.
Did you really
and I almost
watch
worked
these?
myself to death or something.
Oh, it was one of those metaphorical ones.
Yeah.
It meant so much to Voodoo Priestess, she forgot what it was.
Well, you'll understand, but
there's not enough Filipino horror. I was so glad to see this Filipino horror. What was about?
Well, here's the thing. The director of that was, I looked it up. The director of that one was a Taiwanese lady. And I didn't like I think
of course, like, oh, that explains it.
I think the actors were Filipino, but I'm not sure how much Filipino people were involved in it. And that's what goes with a lot of the stories. I'm not sure how much the people involved with it were actually like
part
of the stories. And so they're really kind of stereotypical stories. Mm-hmm. Like that guy too ashamed to speak Tagalog in front of all his white friends. All the people that I know of that don't speak like their nationality's language to other people is because they haven't been around other people so much, so their accent is weird or their pronunciation or grammar is messed up and they get made fun of. Like that's usually why I don't hear people speaking other languages. And this guy, it was just like everyone was racist. And that's why he didn't speak Filipino to this one lady who needed it.
What part of America was this?
It doesn't say. It was just corporate. They were just in a corporate building with white people, with old white people.
Oh man, so I was like, there was a lot of Filipinos in like Las Vegas, and I'm pretty sure no one gave a shit about speaking Tagalog.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's Filipino people are like one of the top immigrants to this country, or at least in California, I think.
And as a Mexican, how does that make you feel? Voodoo?
I hate you so much. He's saying that because he knows I'm Filipino.
Right. Oh my God.
All this time I've been speaking Spanish to you. You're like, I don't understand Spanish. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh my God, you're such a bitch. Anywho, there's actually episode 6 or 5, the last episode and episode 2.
Phantom Menace.
The people had the same character arc, and they actually said the same line. They actually like only I could write my own story. I think that was the line, and they like. There's 2 separate stories, completely separate, 2 separate, completely different characters, and they both said the same thing at the end of it. So I was actually really looking forward to season 2 after watching season 1, but altogether, I would rate it like a 2-star.
A 2 Cthulhu.
Wow.
2 Cthulhu.
This is really high for Evie or a Voodoo Priestess, though.
2.
Two is like you're almost halfway there. You're almost halfway there. That's awesome. 2 Cthulhus. But you know what? Unlike, I know you're looking forward to season 2 for the 2-sentence log line movie thing on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Netflix. We were all looking forward to season 2 of The Truth Seekers on Prime until their ass got canceled.
Wait, they got canceled, motherfuckers! Oh,
did I just tell you things you know? Oh, sorry, my bad. My bedside manner would have been much better if I knew you didn't know that. Yeah, they were declined to be picked up. Amazon gave them a little heave-ho, and that was it. It was a very big shock to everyone. It was like,
Oh.
like all the cast and crew were sad, and they had they actually did the right thing and they Bibled out the rest of the series. And as a writer, I know how much that can be. And Amazon's like, oh, cool, fuck you. Okay. It happens. All right. So something happier. I rented Freaky. And
Did you already
Freaky.
do this?
No, that was Box. Box
okay.
reviewed Freaky. I rented it, but I had to wait until it came on rental because it was just to buy. I'm like, I'm not going to spend $20 on a movie right now. Like, I'll rent it for $5 or $6. That's cool. Freaky with Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton. And I'll have to. I not always great with reboots, and especially since like when this movie came out, 2020. Yeah, the original movie came out in 2002. I think most people might have seen it, starring, oh God, what's his name? Rob Schneider, the hot chick. It's basically the same damn movie, except if you imagine Rob Schneider just killing a bunch of people, that's Freaky in a nutshell. And that's not spoilers. That's the entire premise of the movie. It's the body swapping movie. It's the awkward dude being swapped with a hot woman and then somehow not making things awkward at all since they're all like in high school still, and just letting it play out that way. Now, I did not read Box's review because Evie said fuck Box. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm not going to do it. No, because I knew I was going to review this movie. I didn't want to be tainted, so I was like staying away from all sorts of press and everything. So I'll read the review after this. But
Allegedly.
It's a good review.
Is it? See?
Yeah.
If it's a good review, did Box like it?
Well,
Let's
you'll
hear
have
your
to read
opinion
it.
first.
Well, I know my opinion.
Yeah,
is.
what's your opinion?
I loved Freaky. I love Freaky, not so much for the story. I can't give a shit about the story. No offense to the writers. It's not like it's been done, but they do it smartly. It's not like brand new idea. Let's do a body swap. I'm like, well, shit, that's been like Star Trek from before that. But I love how Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton really, and the supporting cast is pretty strong too, but they really pull it off as the body swap. Like the body swap. I'm not going to say trope. I'm going to say cliche. Because fuck it. It's my podcast. Let's call it trope what a trope is, a cliche, all right? Let's just get that out of the way. Like all these people, like, it was a trope. What's a fucking cliche? It means the same damn thing. So Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton kill it. Literally, figuratively, whatever you want. The supporting cast is very strong, and there's no drag down moments. Like nothing made me go like, oh, I wish I could fast forward through this.
Oh, that's good.
It was, even when the main cast isn't on stage, it is still like, oh, this is interesting. It reminded me of characters from Sex Education. Like you don't really mind if the two main characters aren't on stage because the supporting cast is so strong. That's what this film is. It gets really carried by acting alone. The writing doesn't suck. I'm not saying the writing sucks. The writing doesn't suck by any stretch of the imagination. But acting alone, perfect, beautiful. And it's Vince Vaughn at really his creepy ass best. And sweetest. He gets to be sweetest and creepy at the same time. So what else can I say? It is a great movie. It's a great movie. No, it's a great movie. And the plot keywords for this one are body swap. All right. Black comedy. Okay. All right. And what are the keywords on? This is from IMDb. Pole dancing. No, wait, what? Oh, this is hot chick. I'm sorry. See, the hot chick one's really weird. It goes cross-dressing, switching bodies, pole dancing, transgender teen. And then Freaky, which is basically the same movie with killing, is body swap, black comedy, serial killer, slasher, violence. And it's just like a big switch. And I do think Hot Chick made more money than Freaky, but that's not fair because of COVID. Like, it's hard to show a movie when there's no theaters open.
Is Hot Chick a horror? Yes.
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think Jim read Brannick's review?
No.
I know, right? He definitely did.
What, there's I told you guys I did not read their review because I didn't want to be influenced by what I was going to say today. How close or far off were Brannick and I?
You really liked Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. I don't think Brannick did.
Why not?
Well, you have to read it. I don't remember, actually.
Exactly. You didn't read it either, dicks.
I did read it. It was like several months ago, though. I don't remember everything I read.
Udo didn't remember the 2-minute movies she watched like last week.
I mean, that's valid. A lot happens in a week.
Brannick didn't like the movie didn't like Vince Vaughn in the movie because they thought he had a real eye-rolling performance of what a teenage girl is supposed to be.
And being a teenage girl myself once, I still remember. But that's the thing. It's supposed to be campy. It's not supposed to be heartfelt. Like, it's not like this drama. Great. Oh my God, I can't believe it. It's this summer's night. Like, no, or it's...
Let me put it this way. Brannick couldn't overlook the cliches.
The cliches. Did they use more tropes, or did you just kind of... And I found the cliches charming. I found them charming because they knew what they're conscious. They knew what they were doing. It is a horror comedy. The cliches made it comedy. Otherwise, you're gonna have a fucked up little horror movie that's gonna go. It can go deep R. It can go deep R, and I think this is already an R, anyways. Is it an R? Let me see. Yeah, I believe this is an R, and it earns its fucking R. It earns the R, but it still has the horror, the comedy aspect of it, and I think that's what makes it better. You know, they could have just do a really cheesy comedy with it, which is basically the Hot Chick then. Or they can do it a complete horror, but then you got like Buffalo, might also just have Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs versus Jason with like, that little hole. And that's it, I don't know. I'm going to give this one, Cthulhu-wise, 4.5 Cthulhu's, worth a rental. I wouldn't probably have bought it early on, but definitely worth the rental. I'm not going to steal a Joe Bob. I would say check it out. I'm like, damn it, that's Joe Bob's catchphrase. Watch it, I guess. And remember, kids, if you spend your hard-earned money or mom and dad's hard-earned money or whoever, you're stealing it, whatever it is, and if you don't like it, you can write us, and I'm not going to do a damn thing for you. I might read them. Hell, I don't even read the post on my site, apparently. But
yeah.
I read yours, Court. What do you write?
Thanks.
You
yeah, right?
The Stand, right? The Stand, right? You're doing The Stand?
What was the last?
It finished.
Okay. What was the last one that Court wrote?
Yeah.
What was the last one Court wrote?
Without looking it up.
Without looking it up. The one I remember. Oh God, it was on The Stand. I'm trying to remember the title because it was cute. God, I'm drawing a blank on the title though. What was the title of it? Court.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna look it up just for the title
though. It was because it ended a few weeks ago. So.
Oh, you finished The Stand?
Oh.
And as we're going through this, and if you are listening to this and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is done. The circle closes. That's not the one I thought. My God, it's the week before then.
How is that one cute?
I'm down one. I'm sorry.
The Stand Limited Series, episode 7 and 8. That's the whole thing. Is that cute?
Yeah. See,
what?
That's the one I like. That's not I didn't read the other one. Oh my! I'm getting in trouble, guys. So, anyways, this is why we can't have nice things. This is why the next guest speaker is not even on the damn site. Like, hey, I haven't read any of your stuff at all. No, I did read. I think it might have been 7-8 that you had like a really cute title to one, and I was like, oh man, that's a great title. But I did not get
maybe
a chance
like
to
a
read
sub
this one.
caption or something.
There you go.
I don't know. But you should read Brannick's review about it. But sorry,
I'm
what
going
were
to
you
read
saying?
Brannick's review now. Well, not right now. We have a podcast going on, but after the podcast, I'm going to go and I'm going to go find Brannick's review. I'm going to read it and go, that's a review, and then I'll go, I don't agree with any of this shit. So 4.5 Cthulhu's from me, and as we say in the business, if you've seen something we haven't covered, well, that's. Are we doing plugs? Oh, do we have to do plugs?
You can if you want.
All right, Court. What do you want to plug besides the episode I didn't read yet for The Stand, which I'm really looking forward to. I've been riveted for the other 8 of them.
Oh shit. Okay, so I think I'm gonna finally watch Saint Maud after like a year of it not being released. So
Saint Maud's awesome with Bill Murray
really?
and that kid.
Wait, no, it was like a European movie.
Oh wait, what? Oh, that's Saint Vincent. What the fuck's Saint Maud?
It's like it's an A24 movie. It's a horror movie. It was scheduled to be released in theaters like right when the pandemic started last year. And so like they've just been putting off the release dates, and so now it's just available on like Epics or something. So I'm gonna just do like the free trial really quick and then delete
You know what? If you want to do that, come back and review it for our show.
Okay, cool.
Love to have you back. Love to have you back.
you.
That's awesome. Saint Maud. I was thinking of Saint Vincent. I was like, my God, that's so creepy. Voodoo Princess. Voodoo Princess. Voodoo Princess.
Yes.
What do you want to plug? I'm sorry, Princess. I don't know where that came from.
So follow us on Twitter. Follow HauntedMTL on Twitter, and you will get to see our little microfictions
You get to see all the things that Jim doesn't look at. Apparently,
things
that I do
we
see
put our
those.
heart and soul into it, and Nicole does lovely background art to it. And some of those are on par or even better than the 2-sentence stories that we got from the 2-sentence horror story series. So check them out.
Very, very cool. No, and I honestly do. I am on Twitter a little bit more now, and I do see those. And I do read them. And sometimes you even catch me liking them and forgetting I'm on the Haunted Montreal account. I'm like, oh, I'm just like my own content, I guess, but whatever. Like I don't know what I'm doing on Twitter. I'm going to plug speaking of Brannick and Audrey's brand new podcast. It is, I thought it was called Gay as Hell. I was not corrected when Brannick was on the guest last week or week before. They did not correct me, so I really thought it was called Gay as Hell. It's actually called Club Misery. Club Misery. And Club Misery is the LGBTQ deep dive of horror, of LGBTQ horror, of course. The newest episode, I'm not going to lie, they do have spoilers. And the newest episode's coming out. There's spoilers, but they explain it very well because the movie is that horrible, I guess. They took the bullet for you this time, which is great.
Wow.
So check out Club Misery. Check out Court's writing on The Stand. Check out Voodoo Princess's Pokemon channel on Twitch. And remember, if you've seen a movie that we haven't, well, there's a couple million movies and a couple billion people. I'm like, it's just math, guys. What do you want? With that, we're going to say so long. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.